Hey everybody, and thanks for watching another episode of The Other 99. Today we take a look at a Teysa Orzhov Scion deck submitted by Charo. Teysa is an impressive commander for her mana cost, being able to exile any creature on the field at instant speed in exchange for a few little dudes of your own can be backbreaking for most people. Therefore, this deck looks to abuse her abilities through the use of tokens. White is known for powerful creature token creators, and black has some great token generators as well. Therefore, Teysa is a fantastic general if you're looking to build a deck centered around tokens. This deck runs tons of different token generators of all different shapes and sizes. Army of the Damned. Getting 26 power on the board can mean getting to deal a lot of damage, but adding the ability to flash it back could mean winning the game. And if they get wrathed away with Teysa out, you'll still get 13 1/1s. Bitter Blossom. A flying token for 1 life a turn? What's not to love? Captain of the Watch. 3 tokens along with a lore to pump them means decent board presence. Emeria Angel. A solid 3/3 flyer who has the bonus of making 1/1 tokens. Entreat the Angels. Allows you to make cheap angel tokens if you're able to miracle it. Gather the Townsfolk, Captain's Call, and Spectral Procession. Great token production that gives you chump blockers and dudes to sack to Teysa. Midnight Haunting and Raise the Alarm. These cards' primary advantage is the fact that they're instants, giving them the ability to ambush your opponents. White Sun Zenith. Reusable token generator that can produce a ton of tokens. Geist Honored Monk. 3 white creatures, one of which is a large vigilance beater, joined by 2 flying dudes. Increasing Devotion and Lingering Souls. Great token creators that can strike twice. Luminarch Ascension. Lots of creatures means you can prevent lots of damage, letting this enchantment get out of control. Mausoleum Guard. While weak as a 2/2 for 4, she's great for sacking since she'll replace herself with 2 creatures. Requiem Angel. It has an effect similar to Teysa. The only downside is that Teysa's spirit tokens dying won't trigger it. Skursdag High Priest. It turns your 1/1s into 5/5s. Sorin, Lord of Innistrad. Token creation, creature buffing, and a possible 3 mind control ultimate make for an all-around great planeswalker. Moonsilver Spear. It may seem a little expensive at first, but making a 4/4 flyer every turn is good in any deck. Twilight Drover. It's either a massive creature or a repeatable Midnight Haunting. While having a huge token army is scary, giving that army tons of pumps and enhancements can be terrifying. Crusade, Glorious Anthem, Honor of the Pure, Phantom General, Intangible Virtue, and Leyline of the Meek. Straightforward +1/+1 pump for your creature tokens. Cathar's Crusade. Lots of creatures means lots of power. Martyr's Bond. With all the sacking of creature tokens that you will be doing in this deck, this card can get brutal quickly. Mikaeus the Lunarch. Throws lots of counters on all of your creatures. Mirror Entity. Pumping mana into this card makes all of your 1/1s into a massive stampede. Odric Master Tactician. With all the creatures you'll be able to swing with, Captain No Blocks will be sure that they get through for damage. Frontline Medic. Lets you all-out attack without having to worry about blockers, and lets you counter those pesky Genesis waves or other such X cards. Sublime Archangel. While attacking with only 1 creature may seem counterintuitive, you can have a huge creature attack and still leave tons of other dudes back to block. Angelic Skirmisher. It gives all of your creatures vigilance on the attack and lifelink on the block. Darkest Hour. This card lets you really get some mileage out of Teysa's second ability. Since your creatures are all black, if and when the board gets wrathed away, you get replacement dudes, making this deck nearly unwrathable. This deck runs its fair share of spot removal, and even a few mass removal spells that suit it. Armageddon. This deck can do fine with small amounts of mana. Austere Command. Choosing to destroy artifacts and creatures with a converted mana cost of 4 or more can turn most games around in your favor. Banishing Stroke. There is almost always something good to hit with this when you draw it, and if not, it still tucks problem permanents. Damnation. A classic reset button. Hour of Reckoning. A potentially free board wipe that keeps most of your creatures alive. Slaughter Pact. A kill spell, essentially free with a small drawback. Mortify. A kill spell or enchantment removal. What's not to love? Return to Dust. Multiple permanent removal. Path to Exile and Unmake. Great exiling creature removal. Oblivion Ring. Removal that can take care of anything. Prison Term. Movable arrest for those problem creatures. This deck plays a set of tutors and other utility cards to keep it running smoothly. Demonic Tutor. A great straightforward tutor to grab whatever you might be needing. Increasing Ambition. While there are no real combos to get, having a tutor that can strike twice is certainly nice. Rootborn Defenses. A free creature plus either Wrath Protection or a combat trick. Ghostly Prison and Windborn Muse. They let you bash into the red zone without needing to set back as many creatures for blocking. Darksteel Plate. It keeps Teysa or other powerful creatures alive. Serra Avatar. Just a great big powerhouse in this deck. Serra Avatar gives you another way out to win. This deck has a meager amount of card draw and filtering, but it isn't completely empty on that front. Mentor of the Meek. This deck lacks card draw capabilities, and this guy makes up for some of that. Sensei's Divining Top. Card draw and rearrange for a deck that needs it. Jar of Eyeballs. Before you doubters start hating on this card, listen to this. Your dudes are going to be blocking, getting blocked, and wrathed over and over throughout the game, making Jar of Eyeballs downright useful in this deck. Not to mention, this is the one card that you'll get to use Googly Eyes as the counters. And finally, for the deck's ramp and lands. Sol Ring and Orzhov Signet. Mana Rocks, because they're Mana Rocks. Caves of Koilos, Command Tower, Fetid Heath, Godless Shrine, Orzhov Basilica, Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, Iganjo Castle, Emiria the Sky Ruin, New Benalia, Reliquary Tower, Rustic Klatchen, Scrying Sheets, Springjack Pasture, Vault of the Archangel, and 19 snow-covered plains, and 6 snow-covered swamps. And now for the strengths and weaknesses of the deck. For its strengths. It can remove almost everything. Nobody's worried about the guy who's just playing 1/1s. It's an aggressive deck that establishes a board presence early in the game. It's a creature-based deck that doesn't roll over to sweepers. And for its weaknesses. Control is a bad matchup for this deck. It is sometimes difficult to stop large creatures with trample. Mass bounce effects are a problem. Teysa becomes a huge target very quickly. You should play this deck if you like having a lot of creatures on the board, you love keeping the board clear of your opponent's creatures, you love playing cheap but powerful spells, you love decks that rely heavily on their general. Thanks for watching this episode of The Other 99. I hope Jaro's token build has given you token lovers out there ideas for your own decks. For next time, vote on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for either Sazin, Perverter of Truth, Azami, Lady of Scrolls, or Kalia of the Vast. I'm Carson with Top Go Productions, and as always, thanks for watching.